Imagine this. You're standing at a grocery checkout, you hand over $1, and the cashier slides back a few pennies. You glance, shrug, and drop them in your pocket. But what if I told you one of those 2022 Lincoln pennies could be worth over $3.4 million? Yes, a single cent, something most people ignore, could change your life forever. Now, here's the question you'll be asking yourself for the rest of this video. Have I already spent a fortune without realizing it? The setup, the story begins. Let's rewind for a moment. In 2022, the US Mint produced billions of Lincoln 1-cent coins. Ordinary, right? But within that massive sea of copper-plated zinc, something extraordinary happened. A handful of these coins left the mint with rare, microscopic mistakes. Errors invisible to the untrained eye, but worth a small fortune to collectors. Why? Because rarity drives value. Collectors don't just buy metal, they buy history, perfection, and the imperfect beauty of minting errors. Now, you might be thinking, come on, how can a penny from 2022 be worth millions? Fair question. But here's where it gets wild. Point 1 verified coin from this year. A flawless mint error with an inverted double die and mirror-like surface was authenticated and valued at over $3.4 million. And here's the chilling part. It was found in regular pocket change by someone who didn't even collect coins. You see where this is going? That penny in your drawer could be the one. The build-up, discovery, and DESIRE before you start tearing through every jar of coins you've ever owned. Let's talk about what to look for. Check your 2022 Lincoln penny closely under bright light. Look for doubling on the date, the words "In God We Trust" and "Liberty." If you see any faint doubling or raised, ghost-like letters, it could be a double die, one of the rarest and most sought-after errors. Also, feel the surface. A proof-like shine with no scratches or marks means your penny escaped circulation almost untouched. Another huge factor in value. Now, let's add a bit of humor to ease the tension. You might look so closely at your coins tonight, your family will think you're starting a detective agency. But hey, if the crime you solve pays you $3.4 million, I'd say the magnifying glass is worth it. The truth is, most people never even look at their change. They spend it, drop it, or toss it aside without a second thought. And that's the biggest mistake. Because opportunity doesn't always glitter. It can be a dull copper color hiding in plain sight. The payoff? Urgency, fear, and reward. Here's the part that should make your heart race a little. The market for Lincoln pennies is heating up. Collectors, investors, and dealers are scrambling to find the remaining rare 2022 errors before they vanish from circulation forever. And the prices? They're climbing faster than anyone predicted. The question isn't, is there a valuable penny out there? It's how many have already slipped through unnoticed? Let that sink in for a second. Somewhere right now, someone could be paying for coffee with a coin worth a mansion. Now, here's your call to action. Go check your coin jars, glove compartments, and kitchen drawers. Look at every 2022 Lincoln penny you find as if it could fund your retirement, because it just might. But don't wait too long. Time is the enemy of opportunity. Every day, rare coins are being spent, lost, and melted down forever. You don't want to be the person who says, "I had one of those once." Next time you hear that faint clink of a penny hitting the counter, don't ignore it, because that sound might not be the end of a transaction. It could be the beginning of your fortune. And if you think this story ends here, think again. In my next video, I'm revealing how a 2023 Lincoln penny is already breaking records, and one might be sitting in your wallet right now. So hit subscribe, keep your eyes sharp, and your pennies closer than ever. Your million-dollar moment could be waiting at the bottom of your coin jar. Did you know that one small brown penny, a 1978 Lincoln cent, hiding in your change jar right now could be worth more than $3.3 million? Yes, you heard that right. A single penny, the kind you'd normally toss into a fountain for luck, could actually change your life. Now, before you roll your eyes and say, "Come on, it's just a penny," let me tell you, this story isn't about pocket change. It's about life-changing fortune hiding in plain sight. Because in the world of rare coins, the difference between 1 cent and $1 million is often invisible to the untrained eye. And here's the twist. That 1978 penny sitting quietly in your collection might just be one of those rare mistakes. The kind that can make you a millionaire overnight. But before we dive into what makes this coin so valuable, let me ask you this. When was the last time you actually looked at your pennies? I mean, really looked. Most of us ignore them, right? We throw them in drawers, jars, car cup holders, thinking they're worthless. But that's exactly what makes stories like this so powerful, because the treasure is hidden in what everyone else overlooks. So today, I'm going to show you how a regular 1978 penny turned into a fortune, and how you can find one too. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear might make you run straight to your coin collection after this video. The journey, the secret behind the $1,000,000 penny. Let's rewind for a moment, back to 1978. Gas was cheap, disco was alive, and the Lincoln penny was just another coin minted in the millions. But here's where things get interesting. Not every coin minted that year was the same. Some had minute errors, barely visible without a magnifying glass, a double die, a misaligned strike, or even a rare composition shift. Those tiny flaws? They turned a 1-cent coin into a collector's dream. Now, the rarest 1978 Lincoln penny ever found was sold at auction for a mind-blowing $3.3 million. Why? Because it had a rare minting error combined with pristine condition, the kind collectors call mint state perfection. Think of it like finding a diamond with no flaws. It's almost impossible. And that's exactly why these coins are worth a fortune. Here's a secret most people don't know. Even circulated 1978 pennies can carry hidden value if they have unique features like a double die obverse, where Lincoln's face looks slightly shadowed, a small date variation that doesn't match the standard design, or even a mint mark error like an off-centered D or S. Now imagine being the person who spots that rare coin while sorting through old jars or inherited change. That's the kind of find that can take you from casual collector to $1,000,000 headline. And here's the emotional part. Many people had one and didn't even know it. They spent it, used it, or lost it, never realizing that coin could have paid off their home, their car, maybe even their entire retirement. So here's my warning. Never underestimate a penny. Pattern interrupt, humor and attention reset. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait, so I should start checking under my couch cushions? Yes. And if your spouse catches you digging through old jars, just tell them you're searching for treasure. Because you literally are. And who knows, that little coin you ignored last year might just be the one that makes your phone buzz with a 6-figure auction offer. The reward: how to find and sell yours. Alright, let's talk strategy. If you've got a collection of old coins, or even a coffee tin full of pennies, now's the time to start inspecting them. Here's what you should do. Use a magnifying glass, check Lincoln's face, the date, and the mint mark. Look for doubling, off-centers, or shiny copper tones. Check the back, the reverse. Even small details like spacing or texture can hint at an error. Get it appraised. Find a local coin shop or certified grading service. A professional grade can multiply your coin's value instantly. And here's the big moment. If you find a rare 1978 penny in top condition, collectors are paying thousands to millions depending on the rarity. But don't wait. Every year, coins like these disappear into private collections forever. That's the urgency here. Once it's gone, it's gone. So before you spend your next penny, take one last look. Because that tiny coin might just be your ticket to financial freedom. Here's my challenge for you tonight. Go through your coins. Look at every 1978 penny you can find. You might think it's just another cent, but what if it's the one? Because somewhere out there, someone's going to discover the next multi-million-dollar penny. Will it be you, or someone else who took action while you hesitated? Don't let fortune slip through your fingers. Check your change, share this video with other collectors, and stay tuned. In my next video, I'll reveal the one detail that separates a common penny from a 7-figure treasure. Have you ever heard the saying, "Don't judge a coin by its color"? Because if you've got a simple brown penny hiding in an old jar, wallet, or dresser drawer, it could be the ticket to a millionaire's life. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, it's just a penny, let me stop you right there. The 1970 Lincoln cent, yes, the same one you might have flipped into a fountain years ago, is one of the most talked about and sought-after coins in the world of U.S. coin collectors. And right now, its current market value has reached up to $3.2 million. Imagine this: you're sorting through your spare change, maybe cleaning out a jar that's been sitting in your kitchen for years, and suddenly you spot an old, dull 1970 penny. You hold it up to the light, not thinking much of it, until you notice something different, something off. That's the moment, the heartbeat. when your ordinary day becomes extraordinary. But here's the real question. Would you even recognize it if you had one? Let's rewind the clock to the year 1970, a time of social change, bold design, and a U.S. mint that, believe it or not, made one of the most fascinating errors in American coin history. In San Francisco, mint workers produced the 1970s Lincoln cent with a double die obverse, that's right, a double strike on the front. To the naked eye, it looks like a faint shadow, a blur in the lettering Liberty, or the date 1970. But to collectors, that blur is pure gold. It's what makes this coin so valuable and so rare. Only a handful of these special coins ever made it into circulation before the mint caught the mistake. And since then, these elusive pennies have become legends, treasures hidden in plain sight. Here's a funny thought. Thousands of people might have unknowingly spent their million-dollar penny on a cup of coffee decades ago. Talk about the most expensive latte ever. Now, let's get real for a second. There are many 1970 pennies out there, but only the 1970s double die obverse is the jackpot. You'll know you've hit gold when you see clear doubling on the words Liberty or In God We Trust. But before you rush to dig through your change jar, there's more to this story. Here's where the excitement and the urgency kicks in. Because the truth is, these rare pennies are disappearing fast. Coin hunters, investors, and collectors are sweeping through estate sales, garage boxes, and online auctions in search of that one perfect find. The moment someone lists a verified 1970s double die penny, it gets snatched up, sometimes within minutes. And guess what? The latest verified sale hit a staggering $3.2 million. That's not rumor. That's the reality of today's collector market. So, what does this mean for you? It means your next move could change everything. Check your old jars. Search your childhood piggy bank. Ask your parents or grandparents if they've kept any old rolls of pennies tucked away, because one of them might just be holding the coin that changes your life. And if you're thinking, I'll check later, remember this: the longer you wait, the rarer these coins become, and the smaller your chance of finding one. The clock is ticking. Here's a question to think about before you go. What if the coin that could make you a millionaire is already in your home, right now? Imagine waking up tomorrow knowing your tiny 1-cent piece is worth more than most people's houses. Now, that's the power of knowledge and timing. So don't just watch this video. Act on it. Go check your coins, subscribe for more hidden money stories, and stay tuned, because in the next video, I'm revealing another Lincoln penny that's shocking collectors with a record-breaking value you won't believe. You've heard about the 1970 penny worth millions. But wait until you see the 1983 Lincoln cent that could be worth even more. Stay curious, stay alert, and remember, in the world of coins, even a penny can change your destiny. Have you ever held a simple penny in your hand and thought, it's just 1 cent? Well, what if I told you that one of those tiny copper coins sitting in your change jar right now could actually be worth over $3 million? Yes, you heard that right. $3.1 million for a 1944 Lincoln penny. Sounds unbelievable, doesn't it? But stay with me, because in just a few minutes you're going to see exactly why this coin is changing lives and how one ordinary person turned loose change into a small fortune. Now, before you rush to dig through your pockets, slow down. Because not every 1944 penny will make you rich. The secret lies in how it was made and what went wrong at the US Mint that year. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll never look at a penny the same way again. Let's rewind to 1944. America was still fighting in World War II. Every ounce of metal mattered, from bullets to tanks to ships. The US Mint, desperate to save copper for the war effort, made pennies in 1943 out of steel instead. That's right, shiny silver-colored steel pennies that stuck to magnets. But when 1944 came around, production switched back to copper, and that's when the magic, or the mistake, happened. A handful of 1944 Lincoln pennies were accidentally struck on leftover steel blanks meant for the previous year. Only a few escaped into circulation. These are the 1944 steel cents, the holy grail of coin collecting. Now here's where it gets wild. One of these rare 1944 steel pennies sold for over $3.1 million. A single cent turning an ordinary collector into an overnight millionaire. But here's the catch, and here's where your story might begin. Most people have no idea what they're holding. They see an old penny, toss it aside, never realizing it could be a small fortune. So let me ask you this. When was the last time you actually looked at your pennies? Now, before you sprint to your coin jar, no, not every 1944 penny is worth a fortune. Sorry, Uncle Joe, that jar in your garage full of pennies from 1985 probably won't buy you a mansion. But the 1944 coin we're talking about? That's different. And I'll tell you exactly how to identify it. First, pick up your 1944 penny and test it with a simple magnet. If it sticks to the magnet, congratulations, your heart might just skip a beat. That means it's made of steel, not copper. And that puts you in the running for a multimillion-dollar discovery. If it doesn't stick, don't throw it away just yet. There are still other rare variations of the 1944 penny worth thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars, double-die errors, off-center strikes, and coins struck on foreign planchets. It's the kind of hidden fortune that makes you wonder, how many people have unknowingly spent a rare penny at the grocery store? There's a story of one man who found his fortune right inside his late grandfather's coffee tin. He thought it was junk, until he tested a dull, grayish penny that turned out to be a 1944 steel cent. The coin later sold at auction for over $1 million. Imagine the emotions in that moment. Disbelief, joy, maybe even regret for all the coins he'd spent over the years. So what if you were sitting on that same opportunity? What if your forgotten coin jar could change your financial future? The truth is, we walk past fortune every day. Sometimes it hides in plain sight, even in something as small as a penny. If you own old Lincoln pennies, now is the time to check them. Look for 1944, test with a magnet, and if you find something unusual, get it appraised immediately. Don't wait. Every year, more of these coins vanish into private collections, and every one that disappears makes the next one even more valuable. So, before you spend another cent, look closely. That old penny in your drawer might just be your million-dollar ticket. And if you want to see which other coins are selling for insane prices right now, stay tuned for my next video. Because the next millionaire, it could be you.